What's up, everybody? On the Mangoos, you are awesome, and today we're going to be going over, this is going to be a long, slow, boring stream. We're just going to go over the patch notes and the items for Paragon, the Overprime. They released this stuff today, and I just wanted to get a little bit of an impression of it. It came to my attention just before the stream that some people might think this is a gameplay stream. It is not. We're just going to go through these patch notes, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I've read through them. It's stuff we wanted, it's stuff we needed, it's stuff we needed and didn't know we wanted. It's a lot of really good changes to Paragon the Overprime. So let's get into it now with their greetings. This is Paragon the Overprime. Here are new updates that are being applied to the final test. Many of our warriors' suggestions have been taken into consideration after the second CBT. So and that's 100% true. Like, a lot of this stuff is stuff that we specifically asked for. It's stuff that they released in their second CBT thing. And I just want to point out that, like, this is why you don't white knight hard for a game. Like, if you have criticism, constructive criticism, like, provide the feedback. Like, let them know, I have this problem. Try and present a solution with the problem too. That way, as you think through it, maybe you realize it's not so much of a problem, but you say, you know, here's the problem, here's the solution. This is how I think you should do it. But anyway, let's get into this stuff. And speaking of problems and solutions, we're going to go through the hero skill effect and balance changes here. And at the end of this, we'll go through some of the heroes. And let me greet everybody in chat here. We got Levy, Rich J, Sophisticated Carrot, Soul Reaper, George Cabrazas, Loax, Game on Garav, Stunt. We got everybody up in here. It's nice. It's nice. So let's talk about Murdoch here. Now, here's my problem. They have cooldown changed to, you know, all these different numbers. Mana cost changed to all these different numbers for his Q skill. But I don't know what it was before, so I can't really make an educated guess as to what actually changed about Murdoch. So that's my immediate feedback on these patch notes is, if you're going to give us the change, tell us what it was before. And guys, let me know if the music is too loud in the background, or if it's not loud enough. If you're like right now, you're going like, what music? Then it's probably not loud enough. Can you move your camera to the right side? I can indeed. Huh? It didn't move. Oh, I didn't move my camera. I moved something else. Oh, God. I thought I could move it. There we go. Jeez. Sorry, guys. I'm new to this whole streaming thing. You guys know this. You guys know this by now. There we go. He says, what music? Let me go back in here. Turn the music up a little bit. There we go. What's up, Bearded? Shaker, what's going on? All right, so like I said, I can't really speak on this stuff too much because we don't know what this used to be. So we're just going to look for the actual changes to any of the abilities. And there's no real change for Murdoch, no real change for Twin Blast other than balance changes. No real change for Muriel other than balance changes. No real changes to Rampage other than balance. A Kalari, same thing, no real changes. Now, Grux, we do have a little bit of a change. A healing reduction effect added to his R&B. That's his double chop. Like that. Whenever he does that, it applies a bleed and it's a healing reduction effect. So Khaimera's going to have a bad time because they added healing reduction to a lot of these abilities. So it's kind of cool. And Steel. So his Q skill, his Bull Rush, charge distance reduced. If you played in the first and second CBT, Steel would start his charge at one tower and end at the other tower. Like, it wasn't that bad, of course, but it was pretty crazy. I'm happy to see this. There seems to be an adjustment that they've made across the board. These charges didn't need to be nearly as bad as they have been. For Sparrow, big change. Projectile range increased. on her snipe. That's the one that you hold it. The longer you hold it, the more damage it deals, further it goes. This has been increased, so it'll hit people from further away. Pretty nice. A nice poke tool in lane. Is the meta still pick casters and then slam your head into the keyboard for free pentakills? I mean, that's what I did last time. So Sevarog has had a few changes to the way he gains souls. 10 souls upon killing an enemy hero, 5 souls upon killing a large monster, 3 souls upon killing a medium monster, that would be a siege minion or a super Tion, and 1 soul for just killing regular normal lane minions. So seems like Sevarog gets stacked up pretty quick. I was able to stack up pretty quick with him in the last beta test they had, and it seems like it's going to be even quicker now. We've seen him be very tanky in these games. That's probably why. Okay, Hollow Breath, his E skill. Nothing changed. Into the Dark, charge distance reduced. Like I said, that's kind of a thematic across all of these. Everybody's charge or dash or whatever, the distance has been reduced a little bit. What's up, JBN? Gideon? No real changes there. I thought they had changed the radius of some of his abilities. Doesn't seem like it. Now, Revenant, here we got another change. His E skill, his mark, this is a 20% healing reduction. So again, everybody seems to be able to have some sort of healing reduction in their kit, just natively, organically, without having to pick up items. And for Revenant, it's going to be his E, but the bonus damage on skill hit is removed. So going with an E and then having to obliterate right after that to get the most out of your obliterate, no longer a thing. It's just going to do some healing reduction. And then basic attacks change to deal damage based on enemy hero max health on hit. So he has kind of true damage, not really true damage, but he's going to be a tank shredder, sort of. It seems like. Wild Revolver attack speed increased, so his he can just shoot faster. Reload, his mortal shot, his reload itself. Reload acceleration rate based on attack speed changed to 1.3 to 1.8. So getting more attack speed on Revenant will be even more beneficial. So you can reload a little bit faster, and because that's the thing with Rev, is sometimes you get caught with your pants down and no bullets in your gun and you just get fucked. Shinbi, one of my favorites. Elsia, how you doing? Oh, yeah. Soul Reaper, thanks for pointing that out. His Abysmal Prison, additional effect, gain an additional 100 gold when target is killed within the Abysmal Prison. I thought this already gave you extra gold. Like, that's how it worked in Paragon, at least. You got the bounty if you killed somebody inside your ultimate on Revenant. I think that was already in effect. I think it's just now you get even more gold. Maybe? I'm not real sure. I didn't play a lot of Revenant in the last CBT. So Shinbi, not a lot changed with Shinbi. So Phantom Dancer E, that's the circle rhythm. The skill range changed to 500. Again, I don't know what it was before. I don't know if that's bigger now or if it's smaller. Only have to land 50 hits. It adds up. Okay, so Light's Memory, that's her dash. She has 2 charges of it. The charge distance is reduced. I think this is a buff on Shinbi. The way I play Shinbi, at least, is you stick to him as much as you can. And with that dash being as long as it would take me way the hell out of range of people. And sometimes you want to use it as damage, but you want to keep them within your circle rhythm, the circle of wolves around you. So I think having her dash be a little shorter is actually a buff to Shinbi. Phase, her synchronizer, this is her link to people. So the notes for this one is the link status can now be removed by activating Inquisitor's prayer beads or holy relic of a sign. So this means that her link can be cleansed pretty much. So if you're linked up by Phase, you can use a cleanse item, or somebody can use a cleanse item on you, and you're no longer linked. So that's kind of nice. They removed her health regen and added move speed, huh? I didn't know she had... Let me look back. Let me look back. I assume you're talking about Shinbi. I don't see anything about move speed on her. Maybe I was wrong. Belica, ground collapse or Q skill. That's our seismic assault. Skill range height changed to 250. Again, I don't know what it was before. I know it could hit people that were like way the fuck up in the air in the last CBT. Like Gideon was not safe ulting way up in the air. So hopefully, I don't know. I kind of liked it being able to interrupt people that high up because you need an interrupt for that, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if this is like, again, I don't know what they changed here. They need to put their what it used to be and then what it is now in order for us to get a good comparison here. The healing removed on E for Shinbi. Is that what you guys are saying? Health recovery effect removed. Yep, and 20% movement speed increase added. Okay, now I see what you guys are saying. I didn't even notice that when I was reading through. So in the items, I think you're going to see that there's an item that's going to work really well on Shinbi when we get to the items. So that kind of sucks for her because that's what I don't know. Does it really suck? She was way too overpowered in the last couple beta tests. So this was probably needed. Another big change for Belica here. Change so that Tions can now destroy the mana drainer. That's her drone that she sticks out, links up to everybody, and sucks all their mana out. It used to be a pain in the ass. I remember being on Countess. She would throw that thing down, and I just couldn't do anything. Like, if I tried to walk up and hit it, I was going to get seismic assaulted, and my minions weren't killing it. So now that minions can kill this thing, it's going to work a little more in the favor of mid laners like Shinbi, like FaZe, like Countess that have to get up close and personal. Maybe not FaZe, because FaZe can hit it from far enough away, but yeah, it's definitely going to help Shinbi and Countess when they're trying to lane against the Belica. So her ultimate base true damage added. So now she does true damage with her ultimate. And that thing was already hitting like a fucking truck anyway. I don't know why they had to add more to it. So Narbash, just some changes. Movement speed increase applies to allied Tions. I was definitely missing this in the last CBT. Like, that was one of the things you would do with Narbash or Gadget, is speed the minions up into the tower. People would think their tower was safe, and then you jam a minion wave underneath it. I like that his marching anthem, as they're calling it, affects Tions. That's a nice change. What's up, Swiftix? That's right, Loax. Get him, minions. Pew. They're calling his thunk Pew? I don't care for that. All right, his R skill, Great Roar, unblockable and increased damage taken effect removed, which that did kind of suck. They had increased damage taken while he was channeling his ultimate. Skill cast speed increased. We've seen that in the videos. It seemed like he was drumming for a hell of a lot less time before that knock-up happened, and the skill duration changed to 4 seconds. So he starts drumming faster, and it lasts less time. I think it lasts less time. It seemed like that to me in the videos. I would love that. Whenever you use Narbash's ultimate, you're not really looking for that slow as much as you're looking for the knock-up at the end. And if that comes a little bit sooner, I think that's all the better for old Narbash. Covetous Lemon, that is diabolical. I kind of like the ult damage taken increase just so I can combine it with the reflect damage item. That is diabolical. I love that. All right, moving on to Countess. Okay, so her Q skill when attacking lane minions, it kills them instantly. This is another thing that I was expecting to work on Countess because that was kind of an old Paragon thing, and it didn't work in the last beta tests. Now it works. Really nice for Countess. Really, just Great all around. Blood Nipple, her E skill, 20% healing reduction effect added, just like all these other abilities. You now get healing reduction whenever you hit somebody with her twirly thing. Or no, that's her. That's the shadow wave. That's the wave that she shoots out in front of her. My bad, not her twirly thing. Spin Slash is her twirly thing, appropriately named Spin Slash. Cooldown changed to 6 seconds. I don't know what it was before. And just some damage changes to her ultimate. And now we got Kwang. Kwang has been reworked like a motherfucker. If you guys saw that video, holy shit, has he been reworked? You haven't missed that much, J-Man. You haven't missed any of the cool shit, I'll tell you that right now. There's a lot more cool shit coming out after all these hero changes. So New Moon Swing, that's just his basic attack. So it's got different stages. You got the Sky stage, deals damage equal to 120% of his physical power. So the first hit hits a little harder. The Earth stage deals damage equal to 100% of physical power, a little less. The New, it deals physical damage equal to 110% of physical power and launches the enemy airborne. So his third hit knocks people up. And then the Moon, stage 4, deals physical damage equal to 140% of physical power. This is what we've seen where he jumps up in the air and slashes straight down. So, people were calling Kwang like the new Crunch, kind of. Like you throw 2 basic attacks and then within that time frame, you got to make sure that your basic attack string doesn't reset. You throw that third one and get a knock up on it. So what I want to do here is just completely do like an attack speed Kwang so that you're just constantly juggling someone in the air. I know it can't be that fast. If it's that fast to where you can just constantly keep somebody in the air, that would be too much. Okay, and then additionally for the Moon Swing, that's his slam down. Additionally, inflicting the Moon, stage 4, on the victim of the New, the person you knocked up, it deals bonus true damage equal to 30% of your physical power. So that last hit is going to hit like a fucking truck if you knock somebody up with that. If you hit the person that you knocked up, which I can't imagine there's going to be too many instances where you're not hitting people that are knocked up with your 4th swing. All right, Crescent Moon, his RMB skill, deals magical damage to enemies within range and resets the next New Moon Swing's cooldown. Using Crescent Moon while the Rumble Sword is still plunged in the ground, deals the same amount of damage within the area. So this deals area damage around you, resets your attack string, and if you throw your sword out, it'll deal damage around the sword. The hero gains Thunder and Lightning status, Thunderbolts and Lightning, allowing the hero to deal bonus magical damage when the next basic attack hits an enemy. So you also are buffing your next basic attack. You're resetting your basic attack string and buffing your next basic attack. Pretty crazy. What I'm wondering, it says using Crescent Moon while no. Resets the next New Moon Swing's cooldown. Okay, so we go up here, 4 stages of the New Moon Swing. So I wonder if, like, if you hit with the knock up, can you right click and then hit with another knock up? Is that what it's saying? Or does it completely reset the string? I don't know. That would be probably, I mean, everything about this kid is overpowered. So why not? Why not let him knock up people twice in a row? Who cares? And now Rumble, his Q skill. This is where he throws a sword out into the world, plunges a sword in the ground at a selected location that lasts for a set duration. The sword summons a lightning field in the surrounding area for a set duration, holding enemies in range and dealing magical damage. So deals magical damage, tethers the person to the sword, just like always. Use Rumble again to teleport to the location of the plunged sword. Now we used to see Kwang do this all the time, teleport to his sword, but he had to use his ultimate in order to teleport to his sword. Now he can just teleport to his sword whenever the fuck he wants. So you hit Q again, and you're at your sword. Attack speed shouldn't work on Kwang like King Arthur and Smite. I don't know much about King Arthur and Smite. Unfucking fortunately. Timothy Hinman says, I think stage 3 of basic will have a cooldown. Probably. I would hope so. No, his E, Fierce Battle. His E used to be a passive in the Paragon that gave him lifesteal. Charges quickly while low to the ground and becomes invincible for a set duration. Increases the new moon swing stage by 1 and resets the new moon swing's cooldown. Killing an enemy hero or assisting in a kill after acquiring Fierce Battle resets Fierce Battle's cooldown. So if you get a kill, if you dash in, get a kill, you can use the dash again. And the dash gives you iframes, makes you lower to the ground, so if somebody's shooting at your head, you can duck them. I'm sure there's going to be some crazy fucking clips of people ducking shit on Kwang, which would be kind of neat. I mean, it doesn't matter because you're going to be invincible anyway. It'll still be cool to see. Now, it increases the new moon swing stage by 1. So if you're at the first swing, you do that, you dash forward, and now you're on the third swing. Is what it should do, I would think. And resets the next new moon swing's cooldown. So it does seem like it's going to have a cooldown. Okay. Pretty fucking crazy. So now let's look at his ultimate. Becomes a new moon warrior who emits concentrated lightning energy for a set duration. While in this form, the hero gains all effects granted by the thunder and lightning status and can use the effects an unlimited amount of times. Using the Crescent Moon skill on an enemy also stuns the enemy for a set duration. Holy shit. So Crescent Moon is R&B. God damn. While in this form, hero gains all effects granted by the thunder and lightning status and can use the effects an unlimited amount of times. So then his R&B, the hero gains thunder and lightning status, allowing the hero to deal bonus magical damage when the next basic attack hits an enemy. So it's just basically just empowering your basic attacks. It's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. Covetous Lemon. His kit looks like the 70th character in a MOBA power creep levels. 100%. I agree. I agree. All right, I need to check something over here. I made a thing. I made a thing for this stream. I forgot to use it. There we go. There we go. Now I'm Richter. All right. Yeah, I would also love to hear the reasoning as to why his kit is like this. It seems a little crazy. Yeah, someone in the developer team loves Kwang. Yep. Kwang. Okay, Gadget, the Hermit Engineer. And we get a little bit of lore with these. A promising engineer in Sitar, Gadget entered a... God damn it, let me reset my reading here. A promising engineer in Sitar, Gadget entered college at the age of 16 and graduated a year early. She was hired as chief researcher for Cetricta, but ended up returning home and opening a small repair store. She likes to try out her inventions, such as movement speed boosters and sticky bombs on the battlefield. She is adept at helping her team by distracting the enemy. Okay, so... the lore. All the lore is on their website. You can go and check out all the lore for everybody except for these new heroes. I don't think the new heroes are up quite yet. Also did a video on it. They did a fair amount of world building. Like I said, not the most interesting lore in the world, but it's a hefty amount of lore compared to what Paragon had. I'll tell you that. So let's look at Gadget's abilities because we have not seen Gadget. Oh, also, I want to apologize. This is her base skin still. She still has that stupid fucking football helmet. That rad fucking cyberpunk Gadget. Apparently that is a skin, which I will 100% purchase, even if I never play Gadget. All right, Galvanic Wave, that's her basic attack, sends out a powerful Galvanic Wave in a selected direction to deal physical damage to enemies. This is pretty cool because you get like the lightning strike, grounds itself from Gadget to the person, so it just looks cooler, in my opinion. Her R&B Electric Beam throws a small device in the air to place a combat robot above the first enemy who is hit by the device. The combat robot shoots electric beams to slow all enemies within range and deals magical damage. This is just her cone that pops down. I've never had to hit somebody with the cone. It just kind of goes to where you target it to go. But maybe now you actually have to hit somebody for this to activate. Who knows? Electric beam, obsessive bombs. Fires obsessive bombs that stick to all targets. Obsessive bombs explode after a set duration, dealing magical damage to all enemies within the area. So, just a hat. She gives everybody the bomb hat, and put it on yourself, put it on your enemies. Just old gadget. Speed gate or E-skill throws a circular device to install the electric line that increases movement speed for all allies passing through for a set duration and deals magical damage to enemies. No real change from Paragon here. The only thing I don't see that I would like to see is that it affects minions, because that's, again, something I used to love doing with Gadget. The only time I'd ever use an ultimate that wasn't in a team fight is I would use Gadget's ultimate to clear a wave and then use the speed gate to ram a minion wave underneath the tower while the mid laner was gone. Swiftix, I don't know why they don't use just the original names for these abilities. Magnetic field, her R skill is just Tesla dome. It's big dome, goes on the ground, deals damage to everybody, deals ticking damage. Each attack decreases movement speed for enemies by a certain amount and deals bonus magical damage equal to 75% of skill damage per hit. So it applies a stacking slow and stacking damage. So if you get somebody right in the middle of this and then slow them down even more with your other fucking abilities, they're going to be taking a lot of damage. They'll be stuck in there for a while. All right, Serath, the Pure Darkness. I don't know what the fuck she's looking at. Serath is an archmage known for her ability to control two opposite powers at the same time. She used to lead a cult called Hexarakua and is now an elder of the Black Magic League. Her iron mace earned her the nickname the Inquisitor of Battlefield. I think they mean of the battlefield. They don't know where to put these or ands. She hopes to return everything back to the way it was in the beginning. So apparently Serath is a cult leader now. Came a little out of left field there. Her basic attack, swings an iron mace to deal physical damage to enemies. No change there. She hits people with a fucking mace. Neurona, what's up? What's up, Lo? Makey Zug, machine translators, maybe? Maybe, man. Maybe. Or woman, whatever you are. My bad. There I am assuming genders as always. This guy. Angel's Wing beats her R&B skill, spreads wings to slow all enemies within range for a set duration and deal physical damage. No change from Paragon. Her Q skill, Execution by Illusion. This was the Ghost Angels. Summons an illusion of the hero to execute all enemies within range. An illusion appears in front of one target at a time, dealing physical damage equal to 100% of base power. The illusion continues to find a target every 0.2 seconds until it executes all enemies within range. The hero becomes invincible while the illusion is summoned. So just like in Paragon, whenever you're using this, you're invincible. Doesn't matter how long it takes. It could hit a whole minion wave and you're just invincible that entire time doing your T-pose. Descending, her E skill levitates high in the air and quickly descends to a selected location to deal magical damage. It's ascend, they're just calling it descend. Okay, her R skill, her ultimate, Summoned Angel of Balance. Transforms into the Angel of Balance for a set duration. Burning all enemies within range, deals magical damage to burned victims, but also increases the hero's received damage by a certain amount. A successful basic attack on a burned enemy deals bonus physical damage. During the transformation, landing a skill on an enemy applies the burn and received damage increase at the same time. So you receive... So am I reading this right? You receive more damage while you're ulted up with Serath? Deals magical damage to burned victims, but also increases the hero's received damage by a certain amount. Yeah, seems like you burn people whenever you activate it, and then you deal extra magical damage to people that are burned. You reapply the burn by hitting with abilities, but you're increasing the amount of damage you take. So this is a real risk-reward fucking ultimate for old Serath here. Burned victims. Still a 2-second window for descend. It doesn't say, but it seemed like it lasted quite a while when we watched her in the gameplay videos. Dekker, the mad researcher. The former chief researcher for biotechnology and physics for the Haleen Royal Research Institute of Rutus, Dekker spent most of her life in a lab studying the weaponization of plasma. Her dedication to this research has been successful, enabling her to throw plasma balls and create plasma walls to disrupt the enemy. She now searches for new research material on the battlefield. It's a little ominous. Plasma ball, that's stasis bomb. Fire stasis bomb to deal physical damage to enemies. It doesn't say that it stuns. We know that it stuns. Ignition boots. This is just her rocket boots. Jump in whatever direction. Hopefully in Fault, you always had to jump in the direction you were facing. I remember in Paragon, if you held backwards, if you hit the S key and jumped, you would jump backwards, or if you hit the, I had to look at my keyboard. If you hit A, you would jump to the left. I hope that's the way it is in Paragon, the Overprime. Her E skill is just still the slow bubble. Use the skill, so you throw it down. The longer it stays down, the more damage it does when you detonate it, but you can detonate it at any time. Her ultimate, containment fence. You can tell which heroes I actually played in Paragon, because I know all of their abilities by heart. Like I know their real names. Raises the plasma bulwarks at a selected location, creating a separated area. It's just fucking containment fence, man. Use the skill again within 3 seconds to cancel the bulwarks immediately. So let's see some of the stipulations here. Allies outside of the bulwarks can enter, but the enemy heroes can't leave the separated area once they're inside. Okay, so you can still go. It doesn't say anything about projectiles. The bulwarks block all projectiles. So if you can't just stand outside the fence and shoot people, you got to get in there and mix it up, apparently. Night Angel, how you doing? Happy and dizzy. That's giddy. That's giddy for you right there. And we got Wraith. Everybody, I was looking forward to Wraith. That's for damn sure. A lot of people look forward to Wraith. Born on Rutus as the son of a famous politician of the Shakadian Empire, Wraith suffered from a critical burn during an accident. His undamaged nerves had to be connected to a high-tech machine, transforming him into a mechanical scout. His new body has scouting, scanning, and long-range attack abilities, making him effective in general recon and combat. He has joined the battlefield to show off his greatness to the world. So his LMB just shoots his gun. Zero flag, RMB, that should be his snipe. I believe it's called Knock Knock back in Paragon. It takes a shooting stance and fires a pulse that passes through walls to deal magical damage, refills all mana used, and decreases skill cooldown by a certain amount if the skill successfully kills an enemy. So if you get a kill with it, this decent lane clear, because you can just spam this on the minions to kill all of them really quickly and occasionally mix in a shot at the hero. Looks like in the videos this had insane range. Yanko, yeah, I agree, there should be a Deadpool skin for him. S. Harper, Dekker's cage and stun is where she lives. Indeed, that is where she lives. I just wish they would have brought damage back to the cage like it was in old school Paragon. All right, his Q skill, they're calling it AI scanner. It was called Who's There. This is where you throw the little, just a ward out, and it just pings an area for a set location. It's just a ward. It's just a low cooldown ward that you have. It's going to be really effective in Overprime because they have bushes, and you can throw this into the bushes and see people. And you can check. There's a lot of times you have to check around corners in Overprime, a lot more than I've found in just anything else I've played. And yeah, this thing's going to be, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And hopefully it'll see Kalaris as well. Space distortion. This is rewind. Distorts time and space to forcibly move a selected enemy hero back to the location of 2 to 3 seconds ago. So I imagine this will be It can't be just 2 to 3 seconds. That's got to be changed dependent upon what level it is. Hopefully wouldn't that suck if you didn't know how long it was going to take for them to be rewound? About 2 to 3 seconds. Hopefully that's what's going on. That we will have set times, and I hope it doesn't increase the more you level it up. I don't know. That's a weird way of wording this, and it kind of worries me just a little bit. Codus Lemon Clary is a good guy now in Overprime. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, Clary and her sister Muriel. So his ultimate, surprise, surprise, stealths the hero and nearby allies with 100% transparency, increasing movement speed for a set duration. Same ultimate. Let's hope it isn't the loudest fucking thing on earth like it was in Paragon. Give me a second. I'm gonna sip my beer. Oh, you can guarantee there's gonna be an honest hero review for Kwang real fucking quick. I'm already wanting to do an honest hero review on him, and I haven't even played against him yet. Howitzer, the veteran pilot. Howitzer is a self-proclaimed genius pilot who likes to blow things up with his rockets and missiles. Known as a combat maniac, he causes damage in a wide area and disorients enemies. He prefers to live a simple, carefree life rather than waste time chasing dreams, achievements, or false hope. He lights up the battlefield and aims to eventually bombard the entire world. But he doesn't want to chase dreams or achievements or false hope. He just wants to blow up the fucking world, man. He just wants to watch the world burn. Goddamn Howitzer. They have definitely changed his model up. He looks super cute now. I don't like him looking this cute. Change him back. Okay, LMB skill, fires a rocket. His basic attack. Doesn't say anything about it dealing splash damage. It was one of the few ranged abilities that just organically dealt splash damage in Paragon. We don't know if it deals splash damage in Paragon the Overprime. Oh, I'm glad you guys are also wondering why is he cute. Slow bomb. Drops a bomb at a selected location to slow all enemies within the area and deal magical damage. So it's just this slow grenade. Used to be 3 of them that would pop out. I don't know what it's going to be like in this one. Super powerful missile, also aka the R2000 rocket, launches a super powerful missile in Howitzer's standard. When the missile explodes, it deals magical damage to all nearby enemies. We all know how the R2000 rocket works. It's fucking long range straight line skill shot that deals a fuck ton of damage. This is mine. Clever. His E skill installs an explosive mine in a selected location. After a set duration, the mine automatically explodes, dealing magical damage, pushing away all enemies within the area, including the hero. Use the skill again before the automatic explosion for earlier detonation. So it works just like Howitzer's old mine. You throw it down and you can boop people away, boop yourself forward, boop yourself backward, boop yourself up on a fucking ledge, whatever you want to do with it. And then his ultimate, Howitzer's Showtime, also known as Make It Rain, soars up in the air and mercilessly fires missiles in a selected location, dealing magical damage to all enemies within the area. The last missile explosion deals bonus 50% damage. So that seems a little low. I thought that last missile always did like a fucking wallop. It was like a nuke. It was like a nuke coming down, that last one. Khaimera, the chosen Nata. The chosen stinky, sticky soybeans. Known as the legendary warrior of the Nata, Khaimera has been protecting the forest since he was abandoned there at the age of 13. His movement resembles a wild beast charging at an enemy without hesitation. He eliminates anything in the way with his axes. His agility allows him to swiftly move across the battlefield, disrupting the enemy. Some refer to him as an issue maker. A troublemaker, I think, is what they're going for there. He has come to the battlefield to show the greatness of the Nata. That motherfucker loves soybeans. Rough Swing, his LMB skill, swings a stone axe to deal physical damage to enemies. Soaring Smash is his ambush, his R&B. Soars up in the air and lands on a selected target, so it's still a lock-on. Slowing and dealing physical damage on the enemy. Landing this skill grants 3 orbs of recovery. Quick swing, his Q skill, increases basic attack speed to the maximum for a set duration. However, decreases damage dealt on enemies while the attack speed boost is active. Did it used to decrease the amount of damage done during hack and slash? Is that what it used to be called? Was hack and slash? I have so many questions. I don't know, it's Khaimera. His E skill, Orb of Recovery, this is spirit regeneration, increases the amount of health regen every time the hero attacks an enemy. The health regen effect stacks, and it will eventually reset if the hero doesn't attack an enemy for a set duration. So spirit regen works exactly like it always has. Now he's a forced vegetarian hobo who hates people from cities. Sounds like me, except I'm not a vegetarian. And then his ultimate ability, Axe of Insanity, makes a wide swing with an axe at a selected target, so it's a lock-on, stunning and dealing physical damage. All affected enemies within the area are slowed and pushed away. Landing this skill grants 6 orbs of recovery. They should say all affected enemies within the area. There's a better way of saying this, because the person you hit isn't pushed back. Like everybody else is pushed back. Everybody except your target. So, whatever. I kind of like his leap animation from the videos. I like how he goes and then the camera follows. I like that. Somebody was making fun of my hand motions the other day, how I'm always acting everything out with my hands. The Fae, the Guardian of the Fountain. The Guardian Fairy of the Fountain of Wisdom in Euphoria Forest on Etanus. She used natural resources like vines and seeds to will the power of the forest to root enemies and deal damage over time. She traveled to the center of the galaxy with the intent of pushing those who destroyed the forest and reviving the spring. She is ready to risk her own life for the sake of the forest. So she traveled to the center of the galaxy. Oh, punishing. I thought I said pushing. I was like, all she gonna do is push them? Like, here. Okay, punishing those who destroyed the forest. It was just my own dumbass reading skills. Okay, LMB skill, Forest Tears. Throw a seed to deal physical damage to enemies. Hopefully, this leaves a flower behind. Because that was part of the fun of playing the Fae back in the day. Was waiting for the minions to spawn and just chucking flowers at the wall. Her R&B skill, Forest Will. So this is Untamed Growth. Throws vines at a selected location that grow for a set duration and slow enemies within range. The vines deal magical damage. Lastly, the vines deal bonus magical damage when they disappear. So it's Untamed Growth, except it slows now. It's an AoE, it spins, it deals constant ticking damage, and when it finally explodes, it does a whole bunch of damage. Her Q skill, Forest Wind, aka Brambles, throws a bunch of vines in a straight line that grows for a set duration. The bunch of vines increases the movement speed of allies within range and deals magical damage to enemies. Okay, so it increases the movement speed of allies. Now, I've seen the videos, and in the videos, the vines fucking slow enemies. I think they just forgot to add that in, or maybe they removed it. Maybe Brambles no longer slows enemies. That's weird. I guess we'll find out. Come November 9th. All right, Harvest Nettles, or Forest Warning, whatever. Deliver Forest Warning to an enemy hero, dealing magical damage. Letting the skill on an enemy hero recovers all mana consumed by using the skill. This, my friends, is Faye's bread and butter. If anybody tells you that it's Bramble Patch, or it's fucking Untamed Growth, or it's her ultimate, no. Sorry. Should have hit my button. No, it is this right here. It's her Harvest Nettles. You just keep poking somebody in the face with this until they're dead. Like you get the mana back. You just keep hitting them and hitting them and hitting them. I love it. I love the Fae. Forest Judgment, her ultimate, aka Flat Trap, throws sticky plants at a selected location and makes them grow. The mature plants pull the enemies toward the center, dealing magical damage. So anybody that's in the initial area when you throw this big AoE down, after it activates, they get snapped to the center. The way this used to work, it didn't matter where they went. If it was a Kalari that flipped out into the jungle, as long as she didn't break line of sight with like a pillar or something, she would get snatched back to the middle. So hopefully that's the way this works here. Aurora, the Frozen Heart, looking like she needs to speak to my manager. Captain of the Ventus Mercenaries, widely renowned throughout the galaxy, she uses ice magic with incredibly destructive power. She was once queen of the prosperous kingdom of Venia, but she was cursed by a spirit after being deceived by someone she loved. Aww. Because of the curse, she was dethroned and exiled from the kingdom, which was then overtaken by neighboring kingdoms. She now fights alone to restore Venia to its former glory. Oh, poor Aurora. Kinda feel bad for her now. She used to be just a fucking pirate. Fucking pirate hooker. All right, Frost Sword. Her LMB skill swings a Frost Sword. You just slap people with your sword. Her R&B skill, Frigid Illusion. This is Frozen Simulacrum. Leaps in the direction the hero is facing and leaves behind an ice statue that lasts for a set duration. The statue slows nearby enemies. That's kind of cool that the statue used to just kind of just be in the way, but apparently now it slows people whenever it's down. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that. Frozen Track, Hoarfrost changes, oh no, this is her Glacial Charge. Charges forward and leaves an ice trail behind that lasts for a set duration. This is her wall. And we've seen this used very effectively in the gameplay videos. And it seems that she can use it. She can jump up and then cast wall, which is insane. Absolutely insane. I love it. Glacial Barrier, that's Hoarfrost, her E skill, creates an ice ring in the surroundings for a set duration. The rings inflict root on the enemies contacted for a set duration and deal magical damage. That's worded weird. I mean, it's just Hoarfrost. She throws the ice ring out. However, the change here is in Paragon, if you were right up on top of her and she cast this, as long as you didn't back up into the ice, you didn't get rooted. Now, as long as you're in the area when she casts this, you get rooted. It's a nice quality of life change for Aurora, I think. Karen Frost. Hello, Axe. Let's go. Let's go. Her ultimate Glacier Explosion freezes the nearby enemies, slowing them for a set duration. In a few seconds, the ice explodes to stun the target and deal magical damage. When the stun ends, deals bonus magical damage to enemies within the area and stuns them for a set duration. So it works exactly like it did in Paragon. You freeze everybody. Whenever it explodes, it freezes them again. So this can really chain and just really mess some people up. You can't be double affected by it though. Like, you can't explode and freeze somebody next to you and then they explode and then refreeze you. But it's still pretty damn dangerous ability. Yes, Miss Side Cheek is a noble now. Okay, new features, new map, the Agnes of Light. Again, I don't know who gave them a baby name book from the 1930s to name all their shit, but I will pay somebody to go to Soul Eve's headquarters and fucking steal it. Because Agnes of Light is unacceptable. I don't care for this at all. Like, why? Once would be a coincidence, like Beatrice and fucking Gertrude or whoever the fuck they were calling, who, I don't, God. Well, that Evelyn and Beatrice. Yeah, let's change the name of the map. The map looks fucking fantastic though. It is a very wide map, as you can see. So mid lane, very short. Seems like mid lane is going to be the one that you want to push down if you're going to want to win. And of course, we got all the buffs. We got the river. So pretty nice looking, pretty nice overhead shot of this map. I'm digging it. The Anus of Light. I would prefer it be called the Anus of Light. Competitive mode added, and we've seen this before. You get all of the Paragon icons as your ranks. So no longer is there like a third-party ELO bullshit site. They have an actual competitive mode where you enter a fucking draft and do it the right way. God damn it. And this is just all the new heroes that were added. We already went over them. Base profile icon added. This is your avatars that you can choose from. And notice they got Xena here, but apparently she's a sex offender. She's been blocked out. We can't really see her face. Menu added items, the menu added to the lobby. This is huge. This is huge. It used to be like in the last beta tests, you would have to actually be in a game before you could look through all of the items. So I would like queue up like a custom match by myself to look through items. Now, while you're in the lobby, before you enter the game, you can look at all the items. You can start planning your build before the game even begins. Absolutely love this. This was 100% necessary. Where's Wood? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Where's my rank? And smart key system added. So we got, this is for quick cast, smart cast, whatever you want to call it. This is something we were begging for, and we're getting it. We have the ability to change out our cast settings for each hero. That's going to be amazing. I hate having some stuff fire instantly and other stuff I have to like double click. Oh, it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt, but it has been solved. We complained about it. They fixed it. A lot more jungle monsters added. Let's take a sip of my beer. Night Angel, would you like a crown system too? I love crowns. I hope they added colored crowns based on the competitor rank logos. Yes, I was just talking about that with Raven, about the crowns. I would love to see those come back. You had the crowns and you had the horns. Like the horns, I think especially looked really good on Grux. I would love to see them bring those crowns back. So the jungle monsters, we've got the old Paragon minions coming back in. We got what we're calling him, the old Prime Guardian, which people are calling Melvin. He spawns before 20 minutes. After that, the major Prime spawns. You have one of their old design minions is going to be a jungle minion now. And then you got this fucking crazy boar with the amethyst tusks here. Pretty cool. And the boar is going to be the side lane buffs. Now we have tutorials added. Looks like it's several different tutorials. This is 100% needed for all of these games. There was a really good analogy made. I was watching a D&D podcast with Brendan Lee Mulligan, and he was actually talking about D&D 3.5 versus D&D 5e, and he said the 3.5 was like a standard in a car, a standard transmission in a car, and 5e was like an automatic transmission. For these, you know, the automatic is obviously way better for new people, but the stick shift is just better in general. Like, it's objectively better. That's the way I feel about a lot of the Paragon changes and a lot of the Overprime changes, is don't try to make a stick shift and force everybody to learn how to use a stick shift if there's an automatic out there that could just ease everybody into it. And I think, and stuff like this, like the tutorials, even though I think Overprime is the automatic transmission of all of these para zombies, you still need the tutorials, and I'm glad they have them. I hope that made sense, because it sounded like way better in my head than when it actually came out of my stupid mouth. In-game hero stat UI added and improved. We just see right down here. We see all our little hero stats. It says the above images will be replaced later. Okay. Okay, buddy. Matching server region selection system added. So this is good. The last CBT, the first game I entered, was on Asian servers, and that was hell. Playing with that much MS. New items added and item effects improved. Go to here to see that. We will be going there right after this. Right after we're done with these patch notes. We're going to take a look at the items. And let's see, AI bot replacement system. When players are unable to control their heroes in game, added. So, what do you guys think of this? This is what I want to know. This is when I saw this, I was like, man, what are people going to think about this? So if you have a teammate that goes AFK, they're going to be replaced by a bot. Sometimes that's great. It depends on what hero they're playing, I think. But sometimes a bot is fine. Other times, I would almost just rather just play one person down than have a bot that's going to be constantly feeding the enemy team. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about AI bot replacement systems? Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. AI bot replacement systems. I'm going to go get another beer. Okay. Covetous Lemon hates the bot idea. Soul Reaper says, I'd rather there be no bots since kills are worth so much, to be honest. I think I'm leaning towards your opinion there, Soul Reaper. Okay, so Loax says on Trello, says it's for making them run back to spawn. I'm okay with that. If the bot just makes them go back to base, that's fine. That's fine. Didn't mind it for casuals, but not a fan of it for ranked. 100% don't want fucking bots running around in ranked. Oh. I don't know, man. That's crazy. Okay, improved content. Matchmaking system improved. Matchmaking is divided into two game modes, Quick Battle and Competitive. Quick Battle and Competitive game modes have separate MMRs, and the matchmaking system will adjust each team's members based on the player's respective MMRs. When queuing with multiple members, the matchmaking system will prioritize opponents who are also queuing with multiple members. Only solo and duo queues are available for competitive mode. So if you want to play ranked, it's solo duo. No more than 2 people at a time to play ranked. I think this is good. I like this. I don't know what you guys think. You can still queue up with your homies if you want to just play in quick match, and that's good, but it'll still at least try to put you up against another group that is queued with a bunch of people. I know that will kill a game faster than anything. We've seen it happen before, is when people are just getting destroyed by teams of people when there's not much they can do about it. I'm especially happy that that's either solo or duo in ranked. I would almost rather that it only be solo for ranked play, but I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. They've got plenty of time. This is the beta test. This is the beta test. Okay, here's the next thing. I'm sure we'll go back to the rank thing because I'm sure you guys are going to have some comments on that. Prime Guardian summoning process adjusted and improved. So whenever you do defeat Melvin, as people have been calling him, the Prime before 20 minutes, you get to summon him in a lane of your choosing to push a tower for you, which is pretty awesome. We actually specifically asked for that in the last test, and that's going to be a thing now, so that's pretty cool. Now there's no dunking though. They took dunking out completely, it seems. So you get this, you just have it, and then you can place it down and then the major Prime Guardian, whenever you kill it, it just deals a bunch of damage to everything. Like no need for dunking. So I'm a little sad about that. I'm a little sad they took dunking out. I liked the whole Prime dunk thing, but again, I also understand too that people like get really confused by that. I don't know how many times in the last beta test I watched somebody just run around with the orb and never dunk it because they had no idea what the fuck was going on. But I don't know, people learn the hard way. So weird to see that minions don't take you put out of recall or sprint mode anymore. Was that in the notes? I didn't see that. 5 stacking kills ranked for sure. I agree, Loax. Soul Reaper, I wonder if the casual MMR is a lot more loose. I would think so. Jelly Knees, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody invited you in here, Jelly Knees. Okay, this is a big one. Jungle monster skills added and improved. So the jungle monsters, each individual jungle monster has its own skills. So you see this guy firing a line of fire. So if you could dodge that, you're going to take less damage from this jungle camp than if you were to just stand in it like an idiot. Then we come down here. We've got a melee minion, and then he's got his buddy backing him up shooting. So, of course, I think it will probably behoove you to take out the shooter first. And then here we've got like a fucking angel minion and his little buddy. We've got the angel and the devil minion here that come attacking you, and they're both just melee swinging away at you. Now we have a rogue minion. This guy, look at him. Charges up, leaps forward, dashes down on you. I wonder if you could avoid that by sidestepping or something. So let's keep looking through these. So this one, it's just two guys shooting behind a melee minion. Is that two guys, or are they just, what's going on there? It looks like there's two guys behind him. These are very low resolution videos. Then we got the two melees and then one dude behind him shooting, and you'll see that he charges up a shot. He's charging up, he's turning red, and kablowie, there he goes. It looks like you wouldn't be able to avoid that, so probably need to take that guy out first again. So, big question, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about the jungle camps all being diverse, all being different, and each jungle camp having different skills associated with it? I personally, I don't know why you would not love this. I think this is an amazing change. I fucking absolutely. This is the thing I was talking about. This is something we needed and didn't know we wanted it. You know what I mean? I'll be the guy not noticing and standing in the fire. Yeah, probably me too. I think the jungle monsters are late game stuff, maybe. It looks like that's just what they are now. Unique camps is cool. I agree. Feels more alive. I agree, Booty Gorilla. Barrier at the start of the game added. Okay. Not much there. Not much to talk about there. Say active skill visual effects improved. Okay, so you can see when your allies or when enemies use one of their skills, you see that she's using like a health pot there. It pops up above their head. So you know if they have a very dangerous item that gives them, or you know if they have a spell reflect or a damage reflect item, and you see that pop over their head, you know to stop shooting at them. So pretty nice little indicator there. I like it. Gold UI improved. It just seems to me like they explode more. Like the gold just pops out of them a little more. I don't know if are you guys noticing anything else here? Because that's the only thing I'm noticing. You kill them and get all their coins, just like in real life. Tion spawn animation changed, so we did see this. The minions actually phase in just like you do at the beginning of a match, which is really cool, and I think a very nice touch and adds some continuity to the entire thing. I really love it. No more race to invade enemy red with the barrier. I didn't know you could do that before, to be honest. Tion aggro indicator improved. So now you know when they're pissed off at you, and then they get a little flash whenever they decide they're not pissed off at you anymore. So it's just a little outline on the minions whenever you have aggro. Nice to see. Nice to see. Sprint mode transmissions animation improved. We've seen this Narbash's has to be the best sprint mode animation I've seen yet. Motherfucker leaps his fat ass into the air, beats the shit out of his drums, and then hauls ass. He's doing it up big style. I like it. But we've seen this. We've seen Shinbi, spins her sword and then holds it reverse grip. Revenant spins his pistol. Everybody spins something. Grux spins his club, holds one reverse grip while he's running. Just cool to see these animations. The only one I just did not like whatsoever was Rampage. They needed to change that shit. Have you not seen this Covenant's Limit? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let's see, kill streak image improved. If you haven't seen this in the gameplay videos, it's just a much better representation of your kill streak. Just makes you feel a little better about yourself whenever you do get a kill streak, I think. Hopefully it's not so big that some people are saying that it blocks everything off, that it's just too much. I don't think it's too much. Like, what are you really blocking off? I can't imagine there's gonna be that many situations where that covers up a target that you're trying to shoot. Maybe it will though, you never know. I'm sure we'll see a highlight of that if it does happen. NPC health bar UI improved. They just added pips. It used to be just a straight bar. Now they have pips of health. I don't know what the pips represent. Probably 100 health, I mean. Or 1,000 health here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So each pip there represents 1,000 health. Training grounds overall rework and adjustments. So the training grounds are not, this one just looks like it's a straight up grayscale map, which is fine as a training ground. This is really nice just to test out items and stuff before you're in a game. So if you want to see how one thing interacts with another, they have training grounds. Awesome to have training grounds. I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, nothing to complain about here whatsoever. Jungle monster buff icon improved. So we talked earlier about you got the different jungle monsters. Well, when they're despawned, you're going to see a different icon there. Or when they're up right now, you're still going to see that different icon. But you're going to know what is spawning where after you get the kind of the feel for what each jungle camp is and does. So nice to see right there. Loic says it's 500, then 1,000, depending on how much HP they have. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Makes sense. Penalty system improved. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of these. Just know that Q dodges and abandoning match and AFKing is going to be punished. It wasn't punished nearly enough last time. They're going to punish it heavily this time. They were really quick on people that were cheating, and you have different penalties too for competitive and quick battle. They were really, yeah, people cheating, they banned pretty quick and straight up IP banned them and then let everybody know what their name was on their Discord. So hopefully we'll see that. Sylphin would love, yes, Sylphin would love the training grounds. I miss those old Sylphin videos where he just did math. Position guide design improved. So now if you pick support or duo lane or mid lane or whatever, you get a better indicator on the map as the game starts to let you know where you're going to go. I'm sure people are still going to go to the wrong fucking lane and then act like I'm the asshole when I tell them that they went to the wrong lane. Even though I'm tactful about it, I'm like, hey man, you usually go to this lane. Like, I'm like all nice about it and shit. And they're still like, fuck you. Like, why? Why are you being mean? Skill description window UI UX improved. So this is just whenever you're leveling up abilities, you can just see them a little better and they give you a little bit more information in this. So nothing really to complain about here. All good things, all good things. Tion models revamped and improved. So they went with the old Paragon minions, but they did add a little bit to them. Night Angel, good luck in your Valorant games. I will bully the shit out of you, Loax. Loax and I are going to fight for real. It's coming. It's coming. So party UI UX improved. I don't remember seeing this last time for the party UI, but this is really cool. Just looks good. Draft page improved. I don't think there was a fucking draft page last time, so now that there is one, it's improved. So good shit. Looks like a pretty basic draft page. Player report system improved. I don't think I ever actually used the player report system last time, so I don't know if this is like better or whatever. He is using inappropriate words, is what they're reporting there. Battle results page adjusted and improved. So this is one of the things I loved about Overprime, Paragon, the Overprime, is this screen right here that showed you like the damage numbers and like the damage numbers, damage taken, you know, gold gain. You could look at every fucking stat on a bar graph that you wanted to. Was it good for a whole hell of a lot? Maybe if you were trying to improve and min-max, I can see this being a very important tool. I mainly just used it to feel good about myself when my bar was higher than Jelly's bar. Profile page added and improved. So now we have a profile page. So this will show you your most played heroes and all that sort of jazz. Kind of a staple of MOBA of a MOBA game, I think. Pretty standard stuff. Nothing really to talk about, I don't think. I'm reporting you for saying hell. Settings, features expanded and improved. So I can't read any of this because it's in Korean, but apparently you got more settings to play with. Always a good thing. Shop and hero page improved. I don't see that big of an improvement here, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. There are improvements. I think their items look pretty good. It just doesn't seem that much different from the last CBT to me. I don't know, maybe that's just me. What is this? The hero page. Okay. Not a big deal. Don't really care too much about this stuff personally. Player convenience for shortcut key settings improved. Cool. I'm all about that. If you want to rebind your keys, you can do it a little bit easier now. All for it. The improvement is the addition. Friend page improved. Cool. Again, a lot of this stuff I'm like, who cares? Faces of some heroes revamped. So Gadget looks a little bit more feminine there around the eyes, I think. And Dekker got some baby fat on her. It looks like Dekker used to have some very sharp, angular features, and now she's got a little bit of baby fat, a little cuter. No, look at your little Dekker. Let me pinch that cheek. Loading page overall improvement. This looks pretty cool. Not that much different from their old loading page, to be honest. But it still looks pretty cool. Noting a lack of background in the menus? Kinda, yeah, Evie. 100%. Oh, you got me, Loax. Except we're going to fight. We'll be friends after we fight, Loax, after we have our real world fisticuffs. Custom game system. Okay. All right, let me read all these. Custom game system improved. New hero skill balance adjustments. Lobby entry animation after leaving a custom game improved. Footsteps and landing sounds adjusted and improved. Very nice. Spectator mode sound output method improved. Custom game features added and improved. UI animation improved. HUD interaction animation improved. Chat system improved. Upscaling tool settings improved. Key binding system improved. Hero voice sound priority improved. Good. I don't want to hear the fucking voice lines over and over again or every time I use an ability. Landing process and lobby page improved. Tower inhibitor core targeting indicator danger notification sound added and output method improved. So I guess you get a sound now when you get targeted by the tower inhibitor or the core. Item effects adjusted and balance improved. Hero death effect improved. Effects of some items added and improved. Okay, additional info notice. This is I know that a lot of this stuff is boring, but this stuff's pretty important here. Features available during final test. So here's what we'll have during this final test. All base heroes available for play, final test only. So we know that not all the base heroes are going to be free at launch, because if they're available for final test only, then we know they're not, process of elimination here. So all base heroes will be available to play for the final test. Renar, which is apparently an in-game currency, reward for playing the early access version. The early access version will not give rewards for victory or defeat. Okay, they're just telling you that they're going to give you a whole bunch of money at the start. Daily mission, 10,000 Renar or gold, whatever. A feature available only for the final test for ease of acquiring and trying out skins, or reverts the base settings during early access. So you're going to be able to try out a lot of the skins in this final beta test, but you don't get to keep them. Community level calibration. Players will be able to level up quickly and play competitive. During early access... Oh, okay, god damn it. I'm reading this all wrong. Community level calibration. Players will be able to level up quickly and play competitive. During early access, there will be requirements to play competitive in order to prevent cheating, trolling, smurfing, as to promote a healthy environment. There will be requirements to play competitive? Okay, I thought they were saying that you were required to only play competitive. No, you have to reach certain requirements by playing in quick match in order before you can play competitive. That makes sense to me. That makes way more sense. I was like, why are they forcing us all to play competitive? Like, why would you even have like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. You're going to have to play some quick matches before you can play competitive. Skins that can only be purchased with Khaimera will be made purchasable with Renar. Okay, so Khaimera will be the premium currency. Renar will be the in-game currency, the currency that you accrue through playing. During early access, some skins can only be purchased with Khaimera. What? So you could... Oh, during early access. I was thinking the fucking... I'm getting confused, guys. So there's going to be skins during early access that you can only buy with real money. You can't buy them with in-game money. I'm fine with this if the skins that you have to pay real money for are Overprime original skins. And I'm sure they will be, because Overprime has made some dope fucking skins. We've all seen them. We all know that Soul Eve is like the leader in best skins of all these para-zombies. So I don't have a problem with that, as long as they're not trying to sell epic created skins. Okay. Features available during early access. 10 heroes from the hero rotation. This is for early access, not the beta test, early access. 10 heroes from the hero rotation. All base skins are available for play during the final test. No rotation. Competitive achievement legendary skin. Only a select few players that reach a certain rank will receive this skin during early access. So if you reach a certain rank in competitive, you get a legendary skin. So it's not going to be me. Maybe it's going to be one of you guys. Who knows? Whew. That last part was a fucking chore to get through, guys. All right. Now, let's get into the items. All right, if you want to go on their website, you know, overprime.net or whatever the hell it is, you can look at all these items yourself. I am personally, I'm only going to look at the starter items, and then some of their tier 2 upgrades for like the soul stones and all that, and then the legendary items. I don't want to look at every little fucking builder piece that goes into the legendary shit. That's just not my style, man. Okay, how to view item information. I think I know how to view item information. Okay, so starting potion, you got your health potion, mana potion, vitality potion. So these are active single use. Then you have a rechargeable health ampule and a rechargeable mana ampule. No Omni pot, but these are the ones you can pay 150 for. And every time you go back to base, they refill in repetitive use. These are single use. These are repetitive use. Watcher's Eye is a just a ward. Destroyer Stone, passive landing, a basic attack on a monster deals 30 true damage and recovers 10% health and 3 mana. Active, using the skill on Tions or monsters deals true damage based on the heroes. So this is your smite item. This is your jungler item. If you're going to be playing in the jungle, use the Destroyer's Stone. The Gemstone of Bravery, you got 7 physical power, 65 health, recovers 5 health upon defeating a Tion, so lane sustain, and it's got a blink on it. So I think this would probably be good for offlaner. And again, I don't really have a hard opinion on the blinks. There's no Big Dick Rick yet in Paragon, the Overprime. See, the Khaimera Gemstone of Tailwinds. You got 3 physical power, 7 attack speed, 60 health, 5 health upon defeating a Tion, and active charges a short distance forward. Okay, so instead of a blink, this one gives you just a quick charge, but it's still on a 300-second cooldown. So if you want that extra, if you want the attack speed, you can get either the teleport or the... I like that they're giving you choices here. The Khaimera Gemstone of Vision. This was the support gemstone last time. You got 12 magical power, 45 health, recover 7 mana upon defeating a Tion, and teleports a short distance forward. What happened to the... This used to be you got a ward with it. Maybe that'll be on a different one. Gemstone of Fortitude, 120 health regen, grants a shield that absorbs 50 damage if the hero is out of combat for 6 seconds. Another great offlane item, it seems. It teleports a short distance forward. So we've got quite a few of these to choose from whenever you're going into lane. The Gemstone of Abundance, 100 mana, 1.2 mana regen, obtains 3 gold per second, increased gold obtained to 6 gold if the hero is out of combat for 6 seconds, and grants 3 bonus gold for each retreating enemy Tion that dies within range. Active grants Watcher's Eye to increase all allies' visibility of the surrounding. So this is your support gemstone, the Gemstone of Abundance. Now we got the normal items. Let's go to the upgrade. A lot of people didn't realize that you could upgrade your gemstones in the last one. You can upgrade your gemstones. Look at the upgraded gemstones. If we can find them. As you can see, they've added a lot more items. Okay, there we go. So the Gemstone of Bravery 2, it's 8 health upon defeating a Tion, and teleports a short distance, just lowers the cooldown. So these aren't a huge upgrade. Let's look through these real quick. Yeah, not a huge upgrade to any of these, but it is nice to keep them for a while. All right, now legendary items. These are the interesting ones. So the Electric Stone, 20% critical rate, 30% attack speed, deals magical damage equal to 50% of physical power and 25 bonus magical damage to the target and up to 5 nearby enemies every 4 basic attacks hits the target. This is kind of a cool item. Crit rate and attack speed. So the magical damage is based on your physical power. I can see this definitely being used on a carry. Pretty cool. Broken Watch, physical defense, 200 health, 350 mana, 5% move speed, and the active recovers 200 to 370 health of nearby ally heroes and minions after 2.5 seconds. So you activate this, and after 2.5 seconds, it heals. So it's not an immediate heal. Is that what I'm reading here? Is this what I am to understand about this item? Guardian of Helene, 50 physical defense, 300 health, 5% cooldown reduction. The passive decreases received critical damage by 25%. So it's a tank item. Short Sword of Decay, 30 physical power, 20% critical rate, 25% attack speed. Passive, dealing physical damage to an enemy hero decreases the enemy hero's healing by 15% for 4 seconds each time, affecting both regeneration and recovery. The effect stacks up to 3 times. So not only do you have organic healing reduction on a lot of these kits, we also have this Short Sword of Decay if you need an item in order to do it. Spirit's Teardrop. You got 65 magical power, 250 health. Passive, every damage dealing skill attack on an enemy hero deals 10 magical damage plus 2.5% of magical power plus bonus magical damage equal to 2.5% of the target's max health for 3 seconds. All right, it's a caster item. Embodiment of Vengeance, 70 magical power, 30% attack speed. 70 magical power and 30% attack speed, huh? Passive, a successful basic attack on an enemy deals magical damage equal to 20% of magical power and 10 bonus magical damage. So I can see this being used on hybrid characters. Wraith, I think this would be good on Wraith. Mutant Poe, aka form of Grubbish, but now it's a fish. 30 magical power, 300 mana, 2 mana regen, 10% cooldown reduction. Active, transforms a selected enemy hero into a mutant for 2 seconds. The transformed hero can move, but can't use any skills. So yeah, this is just the transfer item. Makes for a great interrupt. It's great for if somebody is really fed, you can shut them down real fucking quick with an item like this. Really nice to have. I love having this type of item in the game. Embodiment seems OP on Kwang. Raven, I was talking about you earlier. We were talking about crowns. Blacksmith's Skizzers, 50 magical defense, 400 health, 30% tenacity. The passive recovers 2% of max health every second for 5 seconds when the hero is hit with a debuff. Oh, so it's not just with like... So it's got the 30% tenacity, so you're lowering crowd control effects. But anytime you get crowd controlled, you get healed. This is a crazy fucking tank item, man. Holy shit, I like this a lot. This is a phase killer right here. If you want to kill phase, just equip this and she will be helpless. Emergency rescue unit. Passive, increases the hero's physical power by 15%. Also grants a shield equal to 15% of max health for 3 seconds if the hero's health is below 30%. We've seen this a lot in the gameplay. It seems like a lot of carries were using this because all of a sudden they would get a shield out of freaking nowhere when they got low health. It had to have been this thing. Victoria's Footstep, 50 magical power, 400 mana, 1 mana regen, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive, increase movement speed by 5% for nearby allies. So just passively, you're giving everybody 5% movement speed. Nice. The active increases movement speed by 30% for the hero and all allies within range for 4.5 seconds. That's a long time, 4.5 seconds. Half the time they work, every time, Covetous Lemon. Bells of Purification. You got 60 magical power, 40% attack speed. Passive, decreases the target's magical defense by 8% for 3 seconds every time a basic attack deals damage to an enemy hero. The effect stacks up to 3 times. I can see this being used really effectively on Shinbi. Like, because she likes to get in there and she's like right on top of people. So she's going to be hitting them with her attacks anyway. I like this. I would like this on Shinbi, I think. Shock Energy Battery, 40 physical defense, 300 health. Passive, increase movement speed by 10% if out of combat for 6 seconds. While the movement speed boost lasts, a successful basic attack on an enemy deals bonus physical damage equal to 50% of the hero's physical power. The movement speed boost ends upon dealing damage. So you just get a movement speed boost and then you run up and hit somebody real fucking hard. I like that. It's thematic. High Priest's Consolation, 45 magical power, 30 magical defense, 1.2 mana regen, 5% cooldown reduction. We're seeing a lot of supporty tanky items here. Active, recovers 200 to 285 health and removes all debuffs for a selected ally. So that's nice. And I assume that would work on Phase's Link now. Crimson Rage, hello, how you doing? Welcome in. Chain of Unity, got 30 physical defense, 400 health, 2 health regen, 10% cooldown reduction. Active links a selected ally to the hero and absorbs 20% of the ally's received damage. The ring can only link one ally hero, and the absorption effect stops if the hero's health is below 30% or if the hero moves away from the linked ally. Pretty common item. You're just sharing damage with somebody. You get this one as support, you link to your ADC. It makes it a little less likely that they're going to die. Ghost Axe appropriately looks a little bit like Khaimera's axe. 45 physical power, 250 health, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive: dealing physical damage to an enemy hero decreases the enemy hero's healing by 40% for 4 seconds each time, affecting both regeneration and recovery. So we've got yet another item that lowers health regen. Everything in this game lowers health regen. It's crazy. Sage's Whip. Got 75 magical power, 300 health. Passive: dealing magical damage to an enemy hero decreases the enemy hero's healing by 40% for 4 seconds each time, affecting both regeneration and recovery. Another one. Malodorous Spray. 65 physical damage, 300 health. Passive: decreases physical defense of nearby enemy heroes by 15%. So this would be pretty good to have on a tank whenever you're jumping in. High Wind Spirit's Bow. 40 physical power, 25% attack speed. Grants acceleration for 1 second when a basic attack deals damage to an enemy. The hero becomes immune to the basic attack movement penalty. Oh, that's crazy. So you don't get slowed while basic attacking. You can just go full speed while picking out basic attacks. That's going to be a lot stronger than I think people will initially think that it is. I like that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Dual Moon. You got 40 physical power, 400 health. Slows enemies hit with a basic attack by 20% for 1 second. Ranged basic attack slows by 10%. Okay, so this is just a trapper card. Pretty standard. You're slowing people down. Sorry, my cat's wanting some attention over here. Here, Uno, you want to be Richter? Here, be Richter. Ah, you want to be Richter? Okay, Fanatic's Dessert. You got 30 physical power, 20% critical rate, 20% attack speed. Passive: grants a shield that absorbs 220 to 560 damage for 3 seconds if the hero's health is below 30%. So we saw this kind of already. We see a lot of these items. The other one was like a rescue drone or some shit like that. So it just gives you a shield whenever you get really low in health. Mana Black Hole. 50 magical defense, 300 health, 5% cooldown reduction. Passive: decrease the hero's received magical damage by 20%. Okay, there's just a straight flat 20% reduction of magical damage. That seems like it'll be good on a tank. Kitker. Vampire Sword, Vamp Sword. 40 physical power, 8% all vamp. So abilities and basic attacks. 150 health, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive: a successful basic attack deals bonus physical damage equal to 50% of physical power to nearby enemies. Echidna's Trick. 60 magical power, 500 mana. Passive: increases magical power equal to 2.5% of max mana. Shares the stack effect with the Khaimera Energy Reflux. Okay, so just the more mana you have, the more magical power you have. You see items like this all the time. Gloves of Jealousy. 80 magical power, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive: inflicting damage with a basic attack within 6 seconds of using a skill deals bonus magical damage equal to 75% of magical power to the enemy. So, okay, so this is a Stinger boost. So this will be really good on the Fae. I'm definitely going to use this on the Fae. Inflicting damage with a basic attack within 6 seconds of using a skill deals bonus. Yep. So I'm going to Harvest Nettles and then ping them with a basic attack. Harvest Nettles, ping them with a basic attack. It's going to be awesome. Miter of the High Priest, 25 physical defense, 30 magical defense, 200 health, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive increases physical defense by 8 and magical defense by 8 for nearby allies. Active grants a shield that absorbs 190 to 360 damage to nearby allies for 3 seconds. So this is a pretty standard support item. It's been in the other CBTs. Pretty good item. Great Sword of the Hurricane, 35 physical power, 300 health, 15% cooldown reduction. Passive decreases the enemy's physical defense by 4% and increases the hero's physical defense by 5 for 6 seconds every time physical damage is dealt to an enemy hero. The effect stacks up to 7 times. Would love to use this on Khaimera, actually, like a tanky Khaimera. You could be just beefing yourself up in the middle of a fight while also decreasing everybody else's armor around you. Pretty cool. Ice Spirit Gloves, 70 physical defense, 400 mana, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive decreases attack speed for nearby enemy heroes by 25%. Again, this one was in the last CBT. Carbon Alloy Crossbow, 40 physical power, 30% attack speed. Every successful basic attack on the enemy increases the hero's physical power by 10 and decreases the enemy's attack speed by 8% for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. Spirit's Fang, 40 physical power, 30% attack speed, 300 health. Active deals physical damage equal to 50% of physical power to nearby enemies and slows them for 30% for 2 seconds. That's quite the active. This Spirit's Fang seems pretty damn strong to me. So it's 150% of your physical power to nearby enemies, plural, and it slows them by 30%. Pretty good. I like that. I think that'll be good on Kwang. Flawed Storm, 45 physical power, 20 physical penetration, 10% cooldown reduction. Active increases the hero's movement speed by 20% for 4 seconds. Okay. Cool. Witch's Shoes, 90 magical power, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive deals magical damage equal to 20% of magical power and 120 bonus magical damage every time a skill deals damage to an enemy hero. Increases the hero's movement speed by 20% for 1.5 seconds. So whenever you hit somebody with an ability, it does extra damage and increases your movement speed. What the fuck is this? This seems way overpowered to me. Am I reading that right? Does that seem overpowered to anybody else? That seems crazy. Okay, all right, moving on here. Berserker's Helm, 40 physical defense, 45 magical defense, 10% cooldown reduction, tank item. Passive decrease the enemy attacker's attack speed by 4% and 4% slows them for 2 seconds every time the hero receives damage from a basic attack. The effect stacks up to 5 times. So you got to keep an eye out, see who's wearing this, so don't just start blasting into them with your ADC. Yeah, Soul Reaper, yeah. Like 90 power on it too? It's fucking nuts. All right. Flare's ID, 65 magical power, 400 mana, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive grants a shield that absorbs damage equal to 25% of max mana when the hero's health is below 30%. The shield is granted once every 100 seconds for 3 seconds. Okay. We've seen these kind of items before. This was just the magical power version. Brindira's Flask, 50 physical power, 18 physical penetration, 250 health. Passive staying stealth in a shadow bush for 3.5 seconds enhances the next basic attack by applying bonus physical damage equal to 30% of the hero's physical attack plus 100. So just hiding out in a bush and waiting for somebody to come along and then shooting them in the face, you're going to deal extra damage. This is my favorite so far. Okay, here's my problem with these items. None of them take advantage of the map. It's a third-person MOBA. There should be items that take advantage of that. Like in Predecessor, you got the Galaxy Greaves or Moon Boots, whatever the fuck they're called, that let you jump really high sometimes. I want to see more of that. Like this is cool. This is cool. This is taking advantage of their map. If you hang out in a shadow bush no matter what hero you're on, you're going to get both a bonus damage on your next attack. This is pretty cool. I like this. This is my favorite thematic item so far for Indira's Flask. Vitality lenses. Got 80 magical power, 10 magical penetration. Passive, a successful skill hit on an enemy hero increases the hero's magical penetration by 20 after 2 seconds. A successful skill hit on an enemy hero increases your magical penetration by 20 after 2 seconds. The effect lasts for 2 seconds. That doesn't... Okay, that one's fucking breaking my head. Let's move on. Cultist Blow, 65 magical power, 15 magical penetration, 300 health. Passive, if a nearby enemy hero's health is below 50%, the hero's dealt damage is increased by 15%. So if somebody's low around you, you're just going to hit them harder. A little fucked up. I don't know. Seems like not a bad item. I like that. All right. Sweet life. 30 physical defense, 600 health, 250 mana, 10% cooldown reduction. The passive, killing an enemy hero or assisting in a kill, recovers 5% of max health and 5% of max mana for 3 seconds. The recovery effect is activated once in 3 seconds, even if multiple enemy heroes are defeated within 3 seconds. Okay, pretty cool. If you're ahead, this is going to be a really snowbally fucking item. Pendant of Confinement, 50 magical defense, 300 health, 350 mana, 15% cooldown reduction. Passive, a successful basic attack on an enemy within 3 seconds after using a skill slows the enemy by 30% for 1.5 seconds and deals 150 bonus magical damage to all nearby enemies on a 5-second cooldown. Oof. So this is a stinger boost that also slows and does AoE damage. God damn. Archon Gospel, 70 magical power, 10% magical vamp, 250 health. Passive, increases vamp by 2% for magical damage for 10 seconds every time a skill deals damage to an enemy. The increase effect stacks up to 5 times. I can see this being really good on Shinbi, on Gadget, anybody that does multiple ticks of damage with one ability. Superior immunity booster, we got a Fish, 50 physical power, 10 physical penetration, 300 health. Passive, grants a shield that blocks a single skill attack from an enemy hero. So it's your bubble. It's the bubble. Bone Crasher, 30 physical power, 40 magical power, 200 health, 30 physical power and 40 magical power. Crazy. Passive, landing a basic attack on a monster deals 50 true damage and recovers 10% of health. What if this is like the upgraded stone? Using the item on Tions or yeah, this is just the upgraded smite. Okay, I can dig it. Akima Blaster, 60 magical power, 40% nullified magical defense. So you just 40% magical pen, pretty much. I don't know, not really penetration. It's kind of penetration. It's the same thing as penetration. Swamp Cloak, 50 magical defense, 500 health, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive, slows nearby enemy heroes by 15%. This was a really good item in the last CBT. I'm sure it will be in this upcoming CBT as well, or BT, beta test. Healing Nano Machines, 800 health, 3 health regen, 5% cooldown reduction. Passive, recovers 3% of max health every second out of combat for 6 seconds. Pretty standard MOBA item right there. Artificial Gravity Inductor, 70 physical defense, 300 health, 10% cooldown reduction. Active, decreases nearby enemies' attack speed by 30% and physical power by 20% for 3 seconds. So you're just screwing over a carry real quick, or a really fed Kwang or something. The Kima Cannon, 40 physical power, 30% nullified physical defense, and 10% cooldown reduction. Passive slows enemies hit with a skill by 25% for 1 second. Pretty good freaking item right there. I mean, we're getting into the expensive ones, so they're going to get better. Marauder's Watch, 50 physical power, 20% attack speed, 10% cooldown reduction. A successful basic attack on an enemy decreases all skill cooldowns by 0.2 seconds. Oh, that's kind of nice. This would be really good when if they ever get crunch into the game. I could see this being really good on crunch. Holy Relic of a Sign, 30 physical power, 20% critical rate, 35 magical defense. Active removes all debuffs from the hero except for the airborne effect. Increases movement speed by 40% for 2 seconds. So if you're knocked up, this is going to immediately put you back down on the ground. By the way, it seems to me from the gameplay video that being knocked up isn't the same as a stun. You can still use abilities while you're knocked up. So getting knocked up isn't that big of a deal in Overprime. Sitar Chainsaw. A fucking chainsaw in this game. Passive, 50 physical power, 30% nullified physical defense. Passive deals 15% bonus physical damage to an enemy hero with the higher max health than the hero. When the health difference is more than 1400, bonus physical damage reaches the maximum. So this is just a giant slayer for somebody with a small health pool. Mini Moda, 85 magical power, 350 health. Passive slows the target by 30% for 1 second every time skill attack deals damage to the enemy. Gonna use this on Shinbi. Fruit of Greed, 70 magical power, 8 magical penetration, 25 magical defense, 300 health. Passive decreases magical defense of nearby enemy heroes by 15%. Pretty nice to have. I would use this on Countess, I think. Just being able to dash in and immediately have people take increased ability damage. Seems like it'd be pretty good on Countess. Will this game ever come to PlayStation? Eventually, it'll come to PS5, I think. Not sure when. Tree is banned. 50 magical defense, 450 health, 2 health regen, 5% cooldown reduction. Passive increases all health recovery and shield effects granted to the hero by 30%. Emergency treatment, 55 physical power, 20% attack speed, 15% lifesteal. Passive increases lifesteal by 20% for 5 seconds if the hero's health is below 40%. So it just kind of kicks in and gives you some extra lifesteal. Again, pretty standard. High-end armor, 55 physical defense, 250 health, 2.5 health regen. Passive decreases received damage from enemies' basic attacks and physical skills by 15%. Tank item. Oh, here we have the upgraded gemstones. So the upgraded gemstones are just that. They don't really add anything to what the gemstones already did. They just make the gemstones better. Mathematician's Intro to Architecture. 100 magical power, 10% cooldown reduction. Grants a stack of Mathematician's power every time a skill hits an enemy. A successful skill hit, well, that's on a 5-second cooldown. A successful skill hit with 2 stacks or higher of Mathematician's power deals bonus magical damage equal to 30% of magical power and recovers the hero's health by 30% of magical power. Applies to a single target even when an AoE skill is used. Okay, can you imagine how easy it would be to stack this up with Gadget with her drone that does tick damage? Then throwing this down, like her ultimate down on an entire team, she would just heal back to full while dealing extra damage to them. This seems busted on Gadget. Calling it out. Merchant's Jewelry Box, 60 physical power, 20% critical rate. Deals bonus physical damage equal to 6% of the target's current health every time a basic attack deals damage to an enemy. For non-hero enemies, deals up to 80 damage. So it works on minions too. Witch's Vial. We got the Witch's Shoes. Now we got our Vial. 35 physical power, 70 magical power. One of those hybrid items. A successful basic attack on an enemy increases vamp of all damage by 8% for 4 seconds. Using RMB QER skills recovers 10 mana. Alright, so Shinbi lost the healing on her circle rhythm, but if she equips Witch's Vial, she can kind of get that healing back. She just has to hit people with some basic attacks while she's doing the circle wolves. Zimia's toy. 45 physical defense, 30 magical defense, 250 health, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive deals 35 to 51 magical damage every second to all nearby enemies based on the hero's level. Damage is increased by 25% for Tions and by 100% for monsters. Okay, so this is what just the radiating damage that tanks all get. Blue Heart, 80 magical power, 35 magical defense, 10% cooldown reduction. Passive grants a shield that blocks a single skill attack from an enemy hero. Again, this is another bubble. Just a better bubble. Sunfire Cape, kinda, yeah. Zinx Claw Barrier, not Zinx as in Z-I-N-X, but it should be. 35 physical defense, 50 magical defense, 300 health. The passive reflects 20% of all heroes receive damage, also decreases enemies' healing by 30% for 3 seconds, affecting both regeneration and recovery. So not only are you reflecting damage back to them, you're decreasing the amount they can heal. Margot's Stone, 70 magical power, 40 physical defense, 10% cooldown reduction active. Becomes invincible and unable to take any actions for 2.5 seconds. Okay, so it's stasis. It's just stasis. Treasured Sword of the Kingdom, 70 physical power, 20% critical rate. Passive increases critical damage by 25% if critical rate is over 50%. So you have to have your crit chance over 50% for this item to really take effect. And it gives you 25% extra crit damage. I don't think I've ever seen an item work that way in any game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure I am. Rampaging Toto, 120 magical power. 120 magical power. Passive increase the hero's magical power by 30%. Okay, yeah, I used that one a lot back in the other beta tests. Excuse me a moment. I need to cough. All right, and that is it. Whew, that was a lot of items to get through, boys. I'm a little worn out. Well, my throat's a little worn out. Somebody gonna make a good joke out of that. What do you guys think of these items? There's definitely more than there were. Again, my complaint is, where's the stuff that affects that makes it a third-person MOBA? Where are the items that affect the environment? We had the one where standing in a bush for a long enough time would give you a bigger hit. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that. And Infinity, I knew there was going to be some kind of fucking League of Legends goddamn equivalent. Every time. Oh no, a lot of exciting stuff. I think the thing that excites me the most is the minions having skills, having like abilities. Like, that's nuts, right? I know it's not nuts for people that have played a lot of different MOBAs, but we never saw anything like that in Paragon or anything like it. So I think it's going to be really cool. And it's like, it's different in a third person MOBA, I think, than with an isometric top down. I really like that. And we even saw too with the Prime Spirit Guardian, like, it makes a whirlwind around it that roots people, or it's more of a tether that tethers people to the Prime Spirit Guardian. So there's gonna be all the different jungle camps and stuff are going to be doing different stuff, and I think that's really cool. Booty Gorilla, you see a whole lot of, yeah, I think there's a decent mix of actives and passives. I hate to feel like I'm playing a piano while I'm trying to play a MOBA. I don't like having that many actives personally. Better start. Okay, yeah. Agreed, Loax. I'm not going to fight you on that one. We are going to fight, but not over that. But anyway, yeah. that told me up. So I'm going to go ahead and close things down for this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know this was a long and boring one without any gameplay. We were just looking at patch notes and stuff, but it's got me amped up. It's got me really excited to play this game. So I know, like, November 9th at 9 p.m. EST is when it goes live. Let's all get in there, mix it up, and have a good time. Even if you don't really care for Overprime, you know, give it another shot. I think it's going to be free to play. You might as well give it a try. And if you're already hyped up about Overprime, I'm sure you're going to be in there anyway. But that is going to be it for me to now. This for now. See, I could barely talk right now. I could barely make words come out of my mouth. But that's going to be it for the old man goose. You guys have a good one.